Now by this point, I have heard all the buzz.
What?
I've heard all the praise.
What?
I've heard all the adulation.
What?
So what did I think of this movie?
What?
Wow, we gotta talk more about this. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to yet another brand new movie review here on my channel, and as always, I thank you all so much for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy your stay. And this time around, we are hopping on to Amazon Prime, because yes, ladies and gents, I have finally gotten an opportunity to check out One Night in Miami. This one was, of course, directed by the debuting Regina King, written by Kemp Powers, based off of his play of the same name. And this film is centered around a fictionalized meeting of Malcolm X, Cassius Clay, better known as Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, and Sam Cooke in a room at the Hampton House in February of 1964. The occasion? Celebrating Ali's surprise title win over Sonny Liston. I'm just gonna come right out and say it, guys. One Night in Miami was absolutely phenomenal. And I'm so happy to tell you guys that all the universal acclaim you've been seeing this film get, it's well deserved. This film was awesome. All the praise it's been getting is so well warranted, guys. This film just clicks on all cylinders. And a big reason for that, I think, is Regina King's direction. This, in my eyes, is an extremely special debut. And I don't think anybody's gonna forget this film anytime soon. Not just because of these performances, but it's because Regina King really made this story work. And if she isn't at least nominated for Best Director at the Academy Awards, I'll be really upset, because she 100% deserves at least a nomination, if not a victory entirely, because this is really seamless direction, almost cinematic perfection. Just looking at this shot composition, the editing, the color palette even, lots and lots of orange in this film. And orange, as some of you may be aware, is a color that's often associated with change, creativity, and determination, which are all extremely prevalent themes for this story. I mean, honestly, thinking about it, I think One Night in Miami is a masterpiece. Every technical element, especially King's direction, just playing into that, everything just flows together so seamlessly. It reminded me a lot of 12 Angry Men in a lot of ways. The things that she was able to do with some pretty minuscule set, because most of it takes place in this one hotel room. The things that she was able to accomplish with that singular set, just the shot composition even, like I said, just even looking at that, you could tell that already she is a master behind the camera. Please, 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 Regina King, do more films as soon as you possibly can. I am there day one. And you know who else deserves more work? These four leading actors. I think every single one of them captures their counterparts perfectly, and they play off of each other really well to go with it. Let's start with Kingsley Ben-Adir as Malcolm X. This is truly Oscar-worthy as well. He's just got so much poise and so much power with his words. When he talked, he made sure you were paying attention by any means necessary. And it's really amazing watching this film, because Ben-Adir really actually does remind me of a young Denzel Washington, who ironically enough has played Malcolm X in the past. And I make that comparison in the sense that he's got poise like Denzel, his delivery of dialogue kind of has some similar inflections, and his acting style, guys, it's scary how uncanny it is. But you know what's even more amazing is that Ben-Adir still manages to make this role his own. And he still gives us a really memorable performance as Malcolm X that still somehow differentiates from Denzel's performance. Like, I can't exactly put my finger on what it was about this performance that makes me think that, but it was just... it was brilliant. And same with Eli Goree as Muhammad Ali. Again, extremely different to how Will Smith approached this role whenever Ali came out in the early 2000s, I think is when it came out. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but regardless, guys, Goree as Cassius Clay is extremely soft-spoken, but he still brings the necessary charisma and energy needed to bring Muhammad Ali to life. And it was so fun to watch him. He had so many great one-liners and zingers thrown in there, and I will admit, selfishly, that the wrestling fan in me loved hearing his monologue about the wrestler Gorgeous George. And it's all about how Ali was inspired by Gorgeous George and how everybody hated him. I mean, it's really just... I feel like I'm going to be a broken record through a lot of this review, but this is yet another Oscar-worthy turn. How about Aldis Hodge as Jim Brown, NFL Hall of Famer, fullback for the Cleveland Browns back in the day? Such an amazing performance as well in his own right. A couple more amazing monologues from him later on in the film. But you know who my favorite performance in this film was? Gotta be my man Leslie Odom Jr., Aaron Burr himself from Hamilton, appearing as Sam Cooke. Oh my goodness gracious, I loved him in this film. Again, some fantastic monologues in his own right, but he also lends his singing voice talent that shines through, especially in Hamilton. Here he's lending his voice talents to some of Sam Cooke's older hits, and man, oh man, the music adds so much to this film. It's just fantastic how a lot of Sam Cooke's old lyrics are connected to all of these themes, as Malcolm X in this film talks about. And all put together, One Night in Miami really does feel like a film that was released in the 1960s today, just with better budget and HD video. It is truly stylistically incredible, and One Night in Miami truly is a film I don't think I'm ever gonna forget. But one more thing I should mention about this film, guys, is Kemp Powers. This was the original playwright for this piece, and I gotta say, Regina King was extremely lucky that he came in to pen this screenplay, because this is such a neat idea for a story. I mean, sure, this is a fictional narrative at its core, but these are four legendary historical figures coming together and just showing you how they might have interacted with one another. It almost reminded me of a play called Picasso at the La Panagile, written by Steve Martin. One Night in Miami is similar in concept, but not nearly as ridiculously comedic as Picasso was. Because here, this dialogue is dynamic, it's visceral, and it is poignant in its themes, because most of all, this dialogue is relevant. I mean, it is just so infuriating just sitting here thinking about the fact that a lot of things that these men talk about in this film, these are still injustices and problems that are being discussed today. It was truly moving to me. But the thing is, ironically enough, I'm not sure if this film translates as well to the film medium as some other plays have done in the past. I mean, even just thinking back a couple months ago to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I think Ma Rainey's Black Bottom tugged at my heartstrings a little bit more than this, and I of course don't mean that it didn't translate as well to the film medium in terms of its themes, of course not. But if I were to nitpick One Night in Miami, I would honestly say maybe a couple more settings. It's not that this is a badly written screenplay whatsoever. Like I said, this dialogue is something else. But it just feels like from the moment Leslie Odom Jr. as Sam Cooke arrives at this motel room, the story just kind of feels stuck there. And I feel like this is a story that could have moved around a little bit more. This is ultimately not going to be a downgrade for this film because it is legitimately as good as everybody is saying it is. And especially by the end. I'm not going to spoil it just in case you haven't seen it. But I think One Night in Miami, by the ending, gives us the inspiration and the hope that we're all looking for at the beginning of this year. This is no doubt my favorite film I've seen so far. I know it's only been a couple of weeks into the new year, but I think it's going to be really hard to top this one down the line. I'm going to give One Night in Miami its well-deserved A+. I mean, I'm obviously gonna recommend this film to all of you guys, so what the heck are you waiting for? It's on Amazon Prime right now. I recommend you guys bolt to your nearest TV right now and click this on. You guys won't regret it, I promise you. But what do you guys think of One Night in Miami? Do you agree with me? Do you not? I would love to discuss this film further with you guys down there in the comments below. And if you guys are enjoying my content, and if you guys are looking for a place to continue discussing cinema and all things entertainment, I think this channel may be the one for you. So if you guys are new here, or if you haven't already, please do consider hitting that subscribe button down below as hard as you possibly can, because you guys will be the first ones to know anytime I upload a new video over here. And it's also free. It really would help out the channel greatly. If you guys enjoyed this video, also, please be sure to leave a thumbs up on your way out. I'd really appreciate that. And as always, look out for more exciting content hitting this channel very, very soon, including the continuation of my Marvel Studios playlist. I'm chugging right through Phase 1. So stay tuned for that series, as well as much, much more over here on the channel. You guys are awesome. With all that being said, back talk, commence.